If you're watching this, then you've probably seen a dip in your Instagram reach lately, and maybe you're wondering, am I shadow banned? In this video, you will learn how to calculate your current reach, how to increase that reach. Then we'll check to see if you are indeed shadow banned and go over the 2 other things that might be preventing you from getting maximum reach on your Instagram account. What's up, friends? I'm Millie. I'm an influencer coach, and welcome back to my channel where I post videos every week, teaching you the latest strategies, trends, tips and tricks for how to grow your online presence as an influencer and make money while doing it. As always, timestamps and resources will be linked in the description below because I value your time and you already know why you're here, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? What is reach? Your reach on Instagram is the estimated number of unique accounts that have seen your post, reel, or story at least once. For clarification, reach is different from impressions. Impressions will include multiple views of your post by the same account. In this video, we are focusing on reach, and more specifically, reach from your posts or reels. We're not going to be talking about how to increase reach in stories. That's going to be an entirely separate video because the strategies for stories is different. The first thing you need to know if you want to increase your reach is what your current reach is. What you're going to do is go to Insights, your reels or posts, depending on which one you're trying to improve, organize it by the last 3 months, and reach by the last 3 months. I prefer to filter by the last 3 months because it's weighing the most recent data and content that I've been feeding to the algorithm, not posts from like a year ago that might give me skewed results or might not be relevant anymore. So to see what your average is, you can actually calculate it, add up the total of accounts reached and divide the number by posts you included, or you can just go to the middle of the list and get a general idea of what your average reach is. I'll show you how to do both. So here you can see the list of my 22 videos. I'm going to add up all of the numbers on the bottom that you see there and divide that number by the number of videos on the list, excluding the very top video. So I'll explain why I'm not including that one in a second. So total views, we have 698,000 views divided by 21 videos gives me an average reach of 33,000 for my reels specifically, which is pretty spot on with the other method. Like if you just select this middle video here, my 2 middle videos are 31 and 29,000 accounts reached. Now, if you're trying to increase reach on in-feed posts like photos or carousels, you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to find the middle post or calculate the average. My average for in-feed posts is 15,000, which is close to the middle post sitting at 16,000. Now, why is knowing your average reach important? Because this is the number that you want to aim to increase over time. A common mistake I see a lot of people make is that they start playing the comparison game. They see someone else's reach and they're like, oh, that's what I need to be hitting in order to be successful, or that's what my engagement should be at. No. That's exactly what I don't want you to do when you see my numbers. Do not compare your reach or engagement to any other account, to anybody else's reach or engagement. We all have completely different profiles, niche types, audience types. The account age is completely different. How long you've had your account for, how long you've been posting your niche for. There are so many factors that go into average reach, average engagement. So just focus on your unique numbers and what you have control over. Now that you know your average reach, how do you increase that number? Tip number 1 is to look at all of the posts above and below that number on the list that we already pulled up. What is working well for you and what isn't working well? You want to try to recreate the success of top performing posts and reevaluate your approach for the bottom performing posts. Notice how I didn't say, stay away from the bottom performing, because there might be a post in the bottom that you really liked or you thought was gonna land well with your audience. That's not a sign to stay away from that sort of content, but it is a sign that you need to adjust your approach the next time you create something similar to that. For me, my in-feed posts, Instagram updates always slap, they always perform well. Twitter posts, from what I could tell, don't perform well. It also looks like when the text is really small, like it's not filling up the entire screen, those posts aren't performing as well as the ones up top where the text is really filling up the entire square. Now for my reels, almost all of the videos below the average are videos where I'm talking to the camera. This is me using my audio, teaching, educating. Compared to the videos above, I'm using other people's audios and adapting them to my niche to create relatable content. That seems to be performing well and hitting well with my audience. Using forward, I can apply that knowledge to create content that caters more to what my audience is currently connecting with. And then the top performing post here is this one, which brings me to tip number 2. Collaborate with other people. When you post a collaboration on your profile, it posts to both people's account, which is the reason I originally didn't include this video in my average reach, because it wasn't just my reach, it was mine and Brock's. If I did include this video into my average, it would say that my average reach is like 95,000 accounts, which it just isn't. That's a combination of 2 reaches, okay? 2 audiences. Did it help increase my reach? Yes, that was the goal. That's what we're trying to do here in this video, because it brought in someone else's audience. Collaborating with other people in your niche is a great way to 1, make friends, and 2, reach a similar audience type to you. The best way to do this is pitch a specific idea to somebody in your niche. As you can see here in our conversation, I went to Brock with this concept. Luckily for me, he's one of the nicest human beings ever in the world, and we just knocked it out real fast. Yeah, if you want to collab with somebody, I love to pitch the concept first, because it's really showing the other creator like, hey, I'm willing to do most of the legwork, all of the legwork. I just want to work with you and make this as seamless and easy for you as possible. Tip number 3, reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Not only is this great for the environment, but it is also great for your sanity. I am always reusing and repurposing my content. I take my YouTube scripts, turn it into carousel posts, and those eventually get turned into short form videos that I post to Reels, TikToks, and soon Shorts will be added into my strategy. Basically, you don't have to always be reinventing the reel and coming up with fresh new content ideas every single time you post. That's gonna burn you out. I literally have a caption that I've recycled 5 to 10 times in the past 2 years. Your audience isn't going to notice. Repurposing content that once worked well is a great way to boost your reach if you need a little refresher. And if a post flops on Instagram, it doesn't mean that it's not gonna do well on any platform. For example, this video flopped on Instagram while it performed really great on TikTok, and this video flopped on TikTok, but it did great on Instagram. This also, like repurposing your content onto other platforms, is also part of a strategy called like cross-promoting your channels. If you're cross-promoting your channels, you can funnel more viewers or more traffic to whatever social media platform you want. For example, my main platform is YouTube. Hi, hello, we're here on YouTube. But I'm constantly talking about Instagram and TikTok, which naturally creates a funnel and increases followers onto those platforms for me. How do I increase reach? Maybe I'm not posting to Instagram every day, but I've cross-promoted my channels where people are constantly like going to different places. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. This might sound like a lot of work. Maybe you're like, Millie, I can barely post to Instagram, and you want me to post to 3 places? Yeah, like you might be being like, oh, that's a lot, I can't do it. And that's totally fine. That's totally normal. Those are valid feelings to have. And if that's you, well, my friend, you are going to love this video's sponsor, Jellysmack. So Jellysmack is a tech company that helps creators grow their communities and maximize their earnings across multiple social media platforms. So if your main platform's YouTube, hi, hello, and you want to grow your community on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, what have you, Jellysmack will put in the work to edit your videos and tailor them to each specific platform so that you could stay focused on what you love doing. Create content. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. If you've seen any of my other videos on short form video content, we all know that every social media platform is different. They have different requirements. It takes a lot of time to cater to each platform, and Jellysmack solves that by using their team of experts and incredible technology to edit your videos, test them to find the best version, and then publish each one. You just get to sit back, relax, and watch your audience and bank account grow. Personally, I love that they use their own AI technology to test and optimize every single video before publishing them to each platform. Y'all know me, I'm a firm believer in testing things out because every creator and every content and every platform is so different. Testing is so important. The good news is that Jellysmack works with creators of all kinds of content and follower counts. Just so that you know, like the authority that they've built, they've worked with people like Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, Lord DIY, Patrick Star, Philip DeFranco, all the way up to up-and-comers like yourself. And for all of my friends outside of the US, Jellysmack is a global company with hubs in more than 11 different countries. If you're a creator and you want to learn more about what Jellysmack can do for you, click the link down below or go to jellysmack.com/Millie and let them know I sent you. Once again, that is jellysmack.com/Millie. Tip number 4, help Instagram help you. Okay, help Instagram help you. In this article, Shedding More Light on How Instagram Works, posted on the Instagram's blog, they explain exactly how they rank posts in Feed and in Explore. Instagram ranks content based on signals they receive from each user. The most important signals for Feed, roughly in order of importance, are information about the post. This is the content, how many people liked it, when it was posted, how long was it if it's a video, etc. Information about the person who posted. So this helps Instagram get a sense of how interested the person might be to you and includes signals like how many times people interacted with the person in the past few weeks, your activity, comparing this post to posts you've liked in the past, and your history of interacting with that someone. Then for Explore, signals are a little different. These are the signals roughly in order of importance. Information about the post, same thing. How quickly are people liking, commenting, sharing, and saving the post? Your history of interacting with the person who posted. Your activity. These are signals like what posts you've liked, saved, or commented on in the past, and how you've interacted with posts similar, and how you've interacted with posts in Explore in the past, and information about the person who posted it. I know this is a lot, so the biggest takeaway is that you can't control how other people interact with your content, but you can control who you interact with, creating topically consistent content so that Instagram knows how to categorize you and who to push your content to, and you can have control of your positioning. If you want to be known as a fitness instructor, post like that. Be a fitness instructor, engage with other fitness accounts and their audiences. Then Instagram will have a much easier time sharing your content to the right people. They're not getting confused on your content, your account, who to talk to, or who to show your content to. I will be doing an entirely separate video diving into the Instagram algorithm and unpacking how it works. So if that's a video that you want to see next, make sure to comment algorithm video next, please, down in the comments below. Tip number 5 is reach more. Instagram is a give and take platform. If you want to increase engagement, you need to engage. If you want to increase reach, you need to reach, you know what I mean? Basically what I mean by that is to create more connections and reach out to more people. Now, even if you do all 5 of those things, there might be some roadblocks preventing you from hitting your maximum reach. Let's talk about 3 roadblocks. Shadow banning. What is shadow banning and is it even real? Shadow banning is a term people use to explain all sorts of things that might be happening to them on Instagram. Less reach, posts being removed, less likes, not showing up in specific hashtags, etc., etc. In 2018, Instagram did a press release with TechCrunch saying shadow banning is not a real thing. Instagram doesn't hide people's content for posting too many hashtags or taking other actions. I'll leave the link to that blog post down below. But then, more recently, in 2021, Adam Mosseri posted this on his page. Roll the clip.
Next, I want to talk about shadow banning. Shadow banning is a term that people use to describe all sorts of things that might happen to them on Instagram. And I want to start by recognizing that we haven't done as much as we should to make it clear exactly why things might be happening on Instagram, at least not historically. And when people don't have information, it is reasonable for them to assume the worst. And so that's why we're looking to be more transparent about what we do, and why we're creating videos like this one. But I want to be clear. One thing that people often use the word shadow banning to apply to is when they're not reaching as many people as they think they should or they expect to when they post.
There's more on Instagram's take with shadow banning in that video and in the article Shedding More Light on Instagram. All resources, again, are linked below so you can do your research. But basically, shadow banning is and isn't real. Instagram themselves don't call it shadow banning. They don't say, you're shadow banned. Like, that's not what they're calling it. But they are saying if you post something that goes against terms of service or community guidelines, then they do obtain the right to limit where your post or account is seen. So how can you check if you are shadow banned? What should you do? Easy peasy. Go to your account status. All you gotta do is go to your profile, 3 lines on the top right, select account, and then select account status. If you've broken any of their community guidelines or went against anything or they removed a post, it will be listed there. If you have no violations or you're in good standings, you're likely not shadow banned, which means something else is getting in the way. Roadblock number 2 is your current audience, your current follower base. If your reach has slowly decreased over time, it's time to take a look at your current followers. Are they your ideal clients? Did you recently go through a rebrand and you're posting completely different content now? I notice what happens to most people who grew their accounts on Instagram unorganically by like buying followers, participating in group giveaways, doing engagement groups, or even if you've rebranded, these accounts see the biggest drop of reach. That is because your audience isn't actually interested in you or what you're creating anymore. And because of that, Instagram does stop pushing your content out to those people. You're not going against any community guidelines, but because your audience isn't in alignment with what you're posting, Instagram shows it to them based off of signals like them not liking your post. Instagram's like, oh, well, let's try this part of her audience or their audience. Let's try this part of their audience. And your audience just isn't in alignment with what you're posting anymore. To fix this, don't keep changing your content strategy. Keep posting in alignment to your target audience. If you want to do some spring cleaning, like remove fake accounts, bot accounts, or inactive followers, you can do that. I did that when I hit 10,000 followers doing portrait modeling, and I looked at my demographics and I had 80% male followers who were not following me for the right reasons. So I went through my account and I removed a lot of male followers that I was like, don't want you following me anymore. I removed 4,000 followers. I don't always recommend doing this for two reasons. One, it wastes your time. You could be using that time focusing on something else. So focus on creating dope content. And two, if you do too much activity in a short amount of time, Instagram will see that as spammy behavior and they'll be like, why are you losing 1,000 followers in a day? Red flag, and your account will be flagged. So if you do that, do like 10 followers a day gradually over time. Or again, don't change your content strategy, stay consistent, don't give up, or start a new account from scratch. If you're not sure which one to do, I love this post that Brock made. It's basically a great guide to help you decide which direction to take. Roadblock number 3 is the algorithm. And I don't mean the algorithm's out to get you. No, like, I mean, I actually want you to stop blaming the algorithm for your lack of engagement or growth or reach or what have you. A lot of us get stuck in this mindset or way of thinking, like anytime a post flops, it's because of the algorithm. No, because when you blame the algorithm, that means you think you're doing everything right. As creators, we need to start taking some ownership and accountability of our content. Always be looking for ways that you can improve your content and show up better for your audience. And especially stop blaming the algorithm when you yourself are a ghost follower. Did I say that? I said that. How many people are you following? Are you engaging with them? Are you showing them support the way you want them to show you support? Or are you being a ghost follower? Yeah, that's right. Let's start showing up for each other, spreading love and support. I know the algorithm is super frustrating because it changes all the time, but there are so many other areas that we could focus on to improve. Now, if you're somebody who is needing some extra help with growing on Instagram, I do have a free 10-page workbook that teaches you 5 steps to grow 10,000 followers in 30 days. It's titled that because these were the steps that I took to grow 10,000 followers in 30 days. This ebook is free and interactive, so you can use the link to download it and work as you go, make progress, and apply what you're learning as you go through the workbook. If you've made it this far and you're not already subscribed, be sure to hug the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss when I post my next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Follow your joy. Bye.